Let us talk about a typical investment property in Melbourne, right? So let's say you buy a property for 827,000 and you're taking 80% loan. So the loan balance is 661 and you need an equity of 160,000, 165,000, right? And at 4% rental yields, we are getting income of 33,000, but we also have a lot of expenses. So the cash flow is around negative $12,000 per year. So this cash flow need to come from your pocket. 12,000 negative cash flow per property is a lot. And I'm talking only about interest only here. If you're going principal and interest, then the cash flow will be high. But yeah, to keep it simple, let's stick to interest only numbers, right? So this is what happens if you're buying typical investment property in Melbourne. But what I wanted to show you is the project which I'm working on, which can give you $27,000 pre-tax cash flow, which is a net cash flow pre-tax. So let me show you the numbers. So this is a custom built 9-bedroom house in Victoria. The total project cost is around 1.2 million, and you need a borrowing capacity of around 920,000, and we are talking about loan to value ratio of 80% here. And the cash required is around 300,000. This includes all the holding cost when we are building this project as well. When the project is getting built, you don't get rent, so you have to pay the interest from your pocket. So we have considered the holding cost as well. We have also considered furnishing cost and everything. So the total project cost is around this much, and the total cash or equity required is this much, which is around 300,000 to build this kind of project. And if you look at the gross income pre-tax, we are achieving around 117,000, which is very conservative. I've put rent as only $250 per week, but we can try and achieve up to $300 per week as well. But to be more conservative, I've put as $250 per week, but still the gross income pre-tax is around $117,000, and the net income pre-tax is $27,960. Yeah, so this is the high level summary of the project. And this gross income calculation is based on 100% occupancy. But when we are doing this kind of feasibility study, this is a best case scenario, but we should also look at the worst case scenarios, right? So if we are okay with the worst case scenario, then we are good. So we should always think about the best case and also the worst case scenarios. So, and I've also added some cash flow projections. These are the cash flow projections, pre-tax cash flow projections, which I wanted to show you. I've considered three scenarios here. So best case scenario where we are having 100% occupancy. So the whole 52 weeks, all 9 rooms are rented. Then we can achieve gross income of around 117,000, and the net income will be 27,960. And these are the gross yields, net yields, and cash on cash returns here. And I've also considered the cash flow projections for post tax as well. So when I say post tax, there are two things which are I'm assuming that the annual depreciation is around 30,000, and also tax rate is around 30%. So with these assumptions, the post-tax calculations, best case scenario, we are aiming around net income of 28,000, and at 85% occupancy, we are targeting, we are expecting net income of around 16,287. And the worst case scenario, if property is vacant for 25% of the time and we can achieve only 75% occupancy rate, even at the worst case scenario, after tax cash flow, if you see, it is still positive 8,000. So best case scenario after tax is 28,000. Worst case, it is still positive 8,000. But if you consider pre-tax cash flow, Best case scenario 27,000, and worst case scenario pre-tax before considering depreciation and tax, it's around $1,000 negative. Yeah, so these are the cash flow numbers. We have best case, worst case scenarios. Um, yeah, post-tax numbers looks good. Even at the worst case scenario, post-tax numbers is still 8,000 positive, which is really good. And we are achieving around 7% gross yields and 0.65% net yields, even at the worst case scenario. And cash on cash returns is 2.5% at worst case, and the best cash on cash return is around 9%. Yeah, these are the numbers which I thought I would show you this project which I'm currently working on. So if you're interested to know more, you can send me an email, and we can connect on Zoom and we can discuss more. And if you have any questions, I can answer. Yeah, so let me know. So I'm working on these projects, and I'm trying to help few people to build these projects where we will be doing all the end-to-end project management, everything. So we will be sourcing the land for you. We'll be sourcing the builders. We'll be negotiating good price with the builders, and yeah, we'll be doing end to end. The only thing that you do is just sign the contract, land contracts and building contracts, and some mortgage document contracts. So it'll be mostly hands free for you. Most of the heavy lifting we will be doing. So if you're interested, let me know. Or if any of your friends or colleagues are interested to know more about rooming houses, and if they're looking for positive cash flow properties, then please share this video with them as well. Thank you. Feel free to book a call if you want to know more.